Garage just bought this knowledge. I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new knowledge. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? New Lamborghini that I had to get installed to hold 2,000 new Lamborghini that I bought. The billionaire Warren Buffett says, the more you knowledge, the more you Lamborghini. Now maybe you've seen my TEDx talk where I talk about new Lamborghini. In fact, the real reason I keep this Lamborghini here is that it's new Lamborghini because it wasn't that long ago that I was in a little town sleeping on a Lamborghini in a mobile home with only new Lamborghinis in my bank account. I have a college degree, I had opportunity, but you know what? Something happened that changed my life. I bumped into knowledge and another knowledge, a few more knowledge.
You're watching Fade.
And another. I found 5 knowledge, and they showed me what they did to become Lamborghini. Again, it's not just about money; it's about the good life. Well, money, knowledge, new Lamborghini. And so I recorded a little video. It's actually on my.
Hello, good morning. Welcome back with a little Ty Lopez there for you as we come into the trading session. Actually, trading session already
New Lamborghini
begun today. The trading session has already begun today as we enter the second day of the week and expiration cycle has occurred. We are finding volatility back to where it was. You know, there was much hoopla made over us closing below 20 in the VIX. However, we're just popped right back out of that. And it really feels like VIX doldrums right now. Now, of course, VIX ETPs continue to decay slowly based on the nice level of contango, which we've continued to encounter. In fact, if we quickly go to a VIX Central, we can see that even right after expiration, we've already built up a nice level of contango in the new relationship between, of course, March and April. So that is pretty much the only source of decay for us in the VIX right now is this contango. We're not seeing really any sort of movement in volatility. In fact, it appears to be kind of stalled out at the around this 20 level. So it's kind of volatility doldrums here right now. And if you have been following me lately, my basic activities have been to do with GameStop. I have a position on which is essentially short GameStop. And how's that been going? Well, not so great because volatility's come in so much and we've kind of haven't moved that much in GameStop. Now, that could change rapidly as we watch live action here after the open. We've seen this a lot with this stock where we just had a pop right on the open and then it's attempting to move lower. We'll see if anything really happens. VIX currently up 150 with E-minis down 19, the NASDAQ down 100. And, you know, the market just feels kind of a little bit stalled out right here at these levels, meaning that it can't seem to, there's not a whole lot of catalysts right now to move higher. We've got a bunch of things priced in. Of course, the upcoming stimulus appears to be going forward, and that will occur sometime in March. However, just in general, things kind of moving sideways here. If we look at the E-minis as a proxy for the market in general, let's go to 180-day. We can see not too far off the highs here. And as the market slowly continues to move higher, recently we just haven't seen that VIX crush, and it appears that there's everything in place for a VIX crush. However, a bunch of factors are keeping volatility at this level, and it doesn't seem like that's going to change a lot too quick. I was looking at this VIX Seeking Alpha article that came out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Seeking Alpha. It's a kind of frustrating platform at times. I have some friends that write articles for it. A lot of the content on Seeking Alpha you have to pay for, and I'm not really into paying for stuff because there's so much free stuff out there anyways. But I have some friends that write for Seeking Alpha. but they sometimes have good articles on here. Let's see, VIX streaks. Here we go. This is the article I was looking at yesterday. Volatility VIX index, commonly known as the fear gauge, snapped its streak of 255 days above 20 last week, the second longest streak above that level. And then they just talk about why we're not cracking lower than there. And I mean, I think that this whole GME and Wall Street bets thing has the market a little bit spooked, and it is going to add a little bit to overall volatility because people don't know like what's going to come next as far as that goes. And we're seeing the market kind of get pummeled as we come out of the gates here today. And for me, once again, no position in the VIX ETPs right now. And I have on my watch list these puts that I was long for a while, and they've really held up very well. In fact, in volatility in VXX, the implied volatility in VXX has expanded actually in September, and September puts, I bought these, I paid 70, sold them at 90 something, and they have just continued to go up in value. VXX 1630 right now. These puts a few weeks ago with VXX at the same area were, right now the market is 121 at 128. These puts were like 87 bid at 90 cents like 2 weeks ago. So they've actually gone up in value over time as volatility just kind of, actually implied volatility and VXX options just expands. Now, why is that happening? It's just happening because people are buying VXX options right now, both calls and puts. Let's take a quick look at time and sales so far today, see what we've got going on. And let's see, not a whole lot so far. June 21 calls, 1,000 trade mid-market. It's hard to tell really what that means. We will see if this little sell-off just kind of bounces back. That's been happening a lot lately where like the market's down a little, it's up a little, and not much goes on. So for me right now, just hanging out short GME. My feeling on this is that, and there's the story of GME right there, up to 500 and back down. And my feeling on this is that the story is kind of like over as far as being front page headlines. And as people who are long this realize that kind of the story is over and not that much is happening, I'm thinking a lot of the smaller people will just kind of bail out of this issue. It's amazing watching the chat rooms on this, and I'm not a real Reddit chat guy, but I do check out StockTwits a lot, and the people on there just talking about this as if it's some sort of revolution or something, and come on guys, let's all hang in there, and this is going back to 200 or something. It seems very delusional to me. A lot of people holding this seem to be brand new at the markets and not really kind of in tune to the way things work. My feeling on GME is that as people lose interest, it's just going to continue to move lower, and thus my position right now, what I have on is I am long in 30 days out the 45-35 put vertical, and then I am also long the 20-30-40 butterfly. So for me, GME, perfect spot for it would be to go to 30 right now. But it's been a tough trade because volatility has come in a lot. If we look here at implied volatility, we can see dipping below 200 here. Now remember, this was up around, I think volatility got up to almost 1,000 at one point, but it was definitely high 2s, 300s a week ago, and now we're seeing volatility dip below 200. And really not a lot of movement. If you were long premium, you're just getting crushed because A, volatility is coming in, and B, there's not a whole lot of movement in this stock right now. If we look at the 5-day, we can see the range pretty tight. The last couple sessions within like 3 or 4 points. And a 3 or 4 point range when you own like 200 volatility is not going to work very well. So short premium people have won. Unfortunately, if you're retail, it's been hard to sell stuff in this because of the limitations placed on you by many brokerage houses. So yeah, just to update you, I was it's kids' vacation week here, and my side job has left me utterly exhausted. It's a mob scene of people. I live in a resort area, and it's a mob scene of people. And I sat there yesterday. I wanted to come on for the show, but I was just utterly exhausted. But my week's freeing up as we get later in the week here, and I'll have more time for shows and whatnot. The other big story, of course, has been Bitcoin, and this is one that I have very largely missed the boat on. Bitcoin, just amazing rally. It looks like, let's take a look and see, check in with Bitcoin here. I believe we are over 50,000 now, with Morgan Stanley jumping in and Tesla jumping in, and yes, above 50,000 in Bitcoin now. Several of you I know have encouraged me to jump on board Bitcoin, and I've been stubbornly still refusing to do so. And it has cost me. I did own one Bitcoin I paid $1 for a couple months ago, and I'm sorry, a couple months ago. Many years ago, I tried to start a mining program, and I did own one Bitcoin, and I lost the hash for it. As you know, I'm not the first person to do that, of course, but that was long ago. And since then, we've just seen this amazing, amazing rise in Bitcoin. We'll see where it goes from here. I've been monitoring some of these stocks. This Riot stock got up to 72 in the post-market yesterday. Bitcoin-related issues have been volatile and moved all over the place. I was looking at this when it was trading like, I believe, 20-something and saying, oh, wow, maybe I'll short it. Glad I didn't, because just an explosion. Look at this Riot. It's up massively, from $5. In December, it was 10. Now it's up to 70, 63 right now. I am considering shorting this at some point here, but have to be very careful. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on in my world. I know I've been a little bit quiet, but that will change. I'm going to get away from the computer screen and do some videos a little bit away from the screen coming up, and we have some interviews in the hopper as well. I hope everybody is doing well out there. I will continue to stay short GME and continue to lay off VXX for the time being, looking for a pop in volatility to jump back in there. There's your update. I hope everything's going well with you and in your world, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
You're watching Famous Game.